Yo, what's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and it's been a very long time, but we are finally back with another episode of my Redskins Playbook breakdown, tutorial, run through, money plays, chicken wings. Yeah, I'm out of things now. But we're back, guys. So it's been a while, as I stated, since I've uploaded a video for this series. And basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to go back through all the previous 8 episodes, and this is episode number 9, because from the time I started the series up until now, I've come across new plays that are working out for me, and some of them happen to be in formations that I've already gone through, so I wanted to go back, write down every single play that I basically use on a gamely basis, and then cross off the ones I've already showed you guys and introduce new ones to you and get a little more organized on it. So at this point, I have plans to make episodes 9, 10, 11, and 12. And so here we are, episode 9. We're going to go back to the tight doubles formation in single back first. And if you remember all the way back to episode 1, there were 2 plays that I'll quickly run through. And when I say quickly, I mean like one time that I showed you. So the first one was close skins crossover on the right-hand side. So we're going to hit square, on the left-hand side. And the 3 adjustments we make are Streeter, the square receiver, we're going to send him on a out route. McFadden, our running back, we're going to block him. And Mustard, the tight end, we're going to send him on a zig route. So here's the setup. Our primary target is X if he's open. If he's not, then circle coming across the middle, and you want to pass lead down. And sometimes Jacoby Ford, the triangle option, will be open. So again, we're going to quickly run through it. I'm going to pass lead down to Moore because he was open on the crossing route. Because the defense was in a zone covering the X receiver, I had to dump it off and do that. So we'll run it once more. This time they were kind of in both a man and a zone, so I waited for everything to develop, and I went across the middle once more. So, again, I'm not going to get into this play because I've already gone over it. If you want to see more of it run through, then go back and check out episode 1. This series has been doing great over the time period since I've uploaded it. A lot of people must be coming across it, searching in Madden on how to get better. And then real quickly, the other one that we went over was the close skins curl. Just like a moment ago here, I'm just going to run through it twice. The 3 adjustments we make are Denarius Moore, the circle receiver, we send him on a streak. The tight end, we're going to send him on an out route. And you always, always, always have to block McFadden on this play. And pretty much the only target we're going to have here is Jacoby Ford, our triangle receiver. Unfortunately, I just got sacked there. So let's try to run it once more. And there's the setup. And hopefully we don't get sacked this time. Sometimes you have to pass lead down, but more than often Ford will be more open. So we'll run it once more. Looks like my opponent is going to blitz, or the computer, maybe not. This time you got to fit it in that smaller window because they were covering the outside of the play. So again, just like the first one, we are not going to run this any longer. And now we're going to get into 2 new plays that are in this same formation. So again, I've stated this over and over and over. What I like to do is come out in the same formation, give my opponent the same look but run different plays to keep him on his toes and not know what's coming. The first play is absolutely very basic. It's the halfback dive. I'm not sure why I never got into this play before, but all it is a run up the middle, and I do absolutely nothing but run up the middle. You have to be quick and look for the hole. Sometimes it's going to be right up the middle. Sometimes it'll be on the right-hand side. Like there, it was more on the right-hand side, so I went for that. For all my Ultimate Team players who are watching this, this is basically my play that I run for pretty much 90% of solo challenges. I run this play 3 or 4 times, pick up a first down, wash, rinse, and repeat. So I'm not going to spend too much more time going over it. Again, it's a very basic play, but the offensive line just seems to get a good push on it. So Test it out. Again, run these pass plays I'm showing you, and then sneak this one in here. And it is the play that you can audible to. So if you hit square and then your right stick downward, it's always going to audible to that play. So it's a good play to switch into. So we'll go to the last play in this formation, and this is one that I've been running a lot more often. And it's a pretty good play, but you have to be able to make some decent reads. It's a pass play, and it is the slot corner. So again, we're in single back tight doubles, and we're going to go to slot corner over here on the left-hand side. We'll go to random play, and we're going to put our tight end in an out route like we normally do. I like to block McFadden, but you don't have to. You just have to be aware that that's one less blocker that you have. So for this example, I will block him. And we pretty much are going to either go to forward or streeter, so triangle or square. You have to read the defense. If they look like they're going to play the outside receiver, then you got to wait for square to make his inward cut, and you got to have a feel for the pass. And if it looks like they're not going to play the outside, then you want to pass lead down to triangle, or just pass it to them. But I prefer pass leading down because it's a safer throw. Again, if you don't know what pass leading down is, it's pressing down on your left stick as you go to make your throw. So let's see what they give us. It looks like they're playing kind of both here. So I'm actually going to wait for circle to get open instead. And that rarely happens, but it is a nice option to have. And that's why I like to block McFadden, because it gives you that extra time if he doesn't get open. So here it looks like Moore will be open. Again, forward will be open. Pass lead down just to make sure it's a more safer throw and you're not throwing it into coverage. Let's run it once more. This time it looks like square will be our option because they kind of cheated over to the left or over to the sideline. So, and this is a nice play to kind of, those people who like to user control the safety and they like to kind of go to the outside, it's always nice to kind of fool them. And sometimes you see there, we got a nice little block, kind of like a pick play from forward as well, to create that separation. As I've always stated in all these episodes, make sure you run this in practice mode. There I did not have to pass lead down because he was so open. But again, make sure you run this in practice mode before you try it in the game. Make sure you get a feel for it. It obviously looks easier than it really is sometimes when you're watching my videos. So again, you got to get comfortable with the play, know when to throw it, know when to run it, those types of things. So we'll run it once more. That time I made a bad decision and almost got intercepted. So that pretty much wraps up the single back tight doubles. Those are the 4 plays that I always run in that formation. And we're going to kind of jump over to, first I want to respot the ball because we're going to need a little more space for the next play. Let's back it up down here. And so again, we're kind of jumping back or kind of opposite, but we're going to go to one other play that I'll show you. And once this loads, so we're going to jump all the way to shotgun and go to the empty Y flex. So basically a empty set with 4 wide receivers and a tight end. And the play is deep dig. It's right here in the middle. And real quickly, what I'm going to do is go back now. Back in episode 5, I showed you guys just a basic QB draw that you can find in this formation. And I really like to use the QB draw when it's a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1, to spread out the defense but still run. Now you have to be careful of what type of quarterback you do that with because they can definitely fumble. In my ultimate team, I use Cam Newton, who doesn't fumble often. I picked Terrell Pryor for this example. Hopefully he doesn't fumble. Now, again, I originally picked the deep dig play, which is right here, but you can audible into the draw by hitting your square button on PlayStation. I'm not sure what it is on Xbox. I apologize. And then your right stick downward, and that audibles to the QB draw. So, again, it's just a good, 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 yard, which can turn into 10, 15 yards like I did there. So just run it once more. Hopefully the offensive line blocks, which they did, and there we go. If it's a 3rd and short, that is a first down. So it's a way to keep them on their toes. Now, you don't want to get caught up to where the opponent knows that you're going to do that, and then they start run committing and you're dead out of water. So I have found a pass play that works in this formation for me. The one adjustment I make is Jacoby Ford, the triangle receiver. I'm going to put him on a slant. Um, our primary target, I would say, is square, Rob Streeter, especially when the defense is playing off. So they're playing really far off him. You got to have some patience here. Wait till he makes his cut, and then you throw it. I'm a little nervous on how good this throw will be made with Terrell Pryor at quarterback. Um, and again, with an empty set, you got to be aware of the blitzes. So if you have to block your tight end to give you that extra protection, and once more, there you go. I mean, it's a good 15-yard picker-upper, if you will. So now that they're playing tight on Jacoby Ford, and this is the one where you're really going to need a good offensive line, we're going to look at Denarius Moore over here, the circle receiver. But it takes a very long time for him to get open, so you have to keep an eye on the pocket and wait for him to make his cut. Now, that was pretty much a bad throw by me. So it is what it is there, but we'll try to run it once more. Again, Streeter is they're playing backed off coverage on Streeter, so normally I would go to him in this example. And there's an example of not having a lot of time to make that throw. But I do want to show you how nice it works out with Circle once he gets open. Here comes a one, and I kind of had to lead that pass towards the middle. But if it's open, it's open, and if you quickly try to kind of dart to the back to the right side of the field, it is a good way. I'm going to throw it to square now because they were doing a safety blitz, and I knew there was one-on-one coverage over there. But if you kind of dart back to the right, it's a good way to cause some separation and break for a big play. So that's all I really got to show you for you guys today. See, I have to have patience there, but he does eventually get open, and credit the offensive line on that. So we'll wrap episode number 9 up. Episode number 10 is going to be everything associated with the Pistol Weak Twins Flex. And that is a formation that I did not touch at all in any previous episode. So I have 5 plays coming out of that formation that I'll be bringing to you guys. And they're all kind of newly acquired plays that I've come across that seem to be working for me. So make sure you guys do click that thumbs up if you're enjoying the series. If you've been finding the series just by searching, YouTube on ways to get better in Madden, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all my other videos. Check out some of my gameplays. You can see these plays live and in action. And again, it's Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.